Alrighty, hey, howdy fellas and fellettes. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, here is my video that I promised you on Cain and Abel. I'm just going to be reading what I wrote. I think that see, this is why I'm going to be doing this. For my videos in the future, I'm going to be writing down what I'm going to say and then reading it, so it flows a little better and I don't have to worry about cutting out these awkward pauses because I don't like them. Okay, so here is what I wrote right after I had finished reading Genesis 4, which tells the whole story of Cain and Abel. We all know that when it says Adam knew Eve, it means that they did the wild monkey dance. God told them to do it, so I don't know why they're so delicate about it. They had two sons, Cain and Abel. Cain was a tiller of the ground, and apparently tilling the ground means growing fruit trees as well as vegetables and wheat and all the other stuff that farmers grow. He must have been doing it since he was a small child, because trees take a long time to grow and produce fruit, and he must have been an adult by the time he and his brother decided to give God an offering. I should say Yahweh. At this time I was still calling God God, but his name is Yahweh. Abel's offering was one of his sheep, and we all know how much this god loves blood sacrifices. He favored the sheep offering over the fruit offering, which made Cain understandably angry, but he took it out on the wrong person. His beef, or mutton in this case, was with God, not with Abel. God saw how mad he was. I keep forgetting to say Abel. I mean, Yahweh. I just need to keep reading. Yahweh saw how mad he was, and he asked why he was so mad. He told him that if his sacrifice was any good, it would have been accepted. I don't know what he means by sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you. I think it means that the temptation to sin will always be there, and he should resist it. Instead of resisting it, he decided to kill his brother. Ever the blood expert, which I think is the reason he didn't like the fruit, it had no blood, Yahweh heard it and knew what had happened. I'm reading really badly. That's okay. That was the only reason he knew what had happened. He was not omniscient, or it would have said so. Cain's punishment was to become a vagabond and a fugitive. I think both of these words were badly chosen. A fugitive is someone who is fleeing from custody. If Yahweh sent him out, he's not trying to keep him in custody, so he's not a fugitive. A vagabond is a homeless drifter, but in verse 16, he stuck around in the land of Nod, and after he did the wild monkey dance with his wife and had a baby in verse 17, he built a city named Enoch after his son. Vagabonds don't build cities. Cain was never a vagabond or a fugitive, and he was protected from being murdered himself by a mark that Yahweh gave him. Sounds like he was rewarded rather than punished. Then it goes through saying some people who begat other people. Lamech in verse 19 takes 2 wives, which was apparently fine with Yahweh, or else he would have done something about it like he did with all the other sins that had been committed so far. Lamech also got into a fight and killed somebody. In order to escape vengeance for that, he declared that the punishment for killing him would be 11 times worse than the punishment for killing Cain. Cain was protected by Yahweh, but Lamech thought that he could give himself even greater protection, and Yahweh didn't say anything about it. We don't know if Lamech was full of crap or if his self-protection worked, because no more is said about it there. Maybe they'll clarify things later. Put my face back up here again, just in case you want to see it. Another wild monkey dance later, Adam and Eve had another son named Seth to replace Abel. Seth had a son named Enosh, and after that men began to call on the name of the Lord. Whatever they were calling on him for and why they waited until then to do it, I don't know. I wrote now, but then would be a better word. Maybe the next chapter will clarify things. There don't seem to be any lessons to be learned from this except that Yahweh likes blood a lot and he protects murderers from retribution. So that was... I'm not sure how long that took. I think it was a little short. I know this is a lot. This only covers one chapter. So I thought I would also showcase some of my artwork I've done. I've been doing some paintings, and I think I've shown a little bit of my artwork, but none of my painting on a previous video. So here is one that I've done. It's a demon. Rawr, rawr. That probably sounded a little gay. And here is the big painting I did a couple days ago. I call it Gods. I was trying to make it look like you're looking up at some people looking down at you. So I'm hoping I captured that pretty well. Maybe not. I'm not an expert. I've painted 4 paintings. One was so bad that I just threw it away. And actually, I'll show you the other one. I'm not overly fond of it, but it's under some papers. Here it is. A skull with, I guess, wings and light coming out of it. Didn't care much for that one, but I like these other 2 that I did. So, tell me what you think. All that stuff that you like to do on the internet, that's what it's for.